Good day. Today we're exploring a topic that affects each and every one of us: how the pharmaceutical industry, in its pursuit of profit, sometimes misleads doctors and ultimately harms patients. Our guide on this journey is the eye-opening book Bad Pharma by Ben Goldacre. Now, I know what you're thinking. Medicine is based on science, right? How could it be broken? Well, let's dive into the details and find out. Goldacre's book opens with a startling claim. The very foundation of medicine, clinical trials, is often manipulated by drug companies. These companies, he argues, design studies that favor their products. They do this by using small, unrepresentative patient groups and employing biased analysis techniques to exaggerate the benefits of their drugs. Even more concerning, unfavorable trial results are often hidden from doctors and patients, leaving us with a distorted picture of a drug's true effects. Think about it. If you're a doctor, how can you make an informed decision about which treatment to prescribe if you're only seeing a fraction of the evidence? And if you're a patient, how can you trust that the medication you're taking is the best option available? Goldacre meticulously documents how this happens. He cites study after study showing that industry-funded trials are significantly more likely to produce positive results compared to independently funded ones. For instance, a 2010 study found that 85% of industry-funded trials were positive, while only 50% of government-funded trials showed the same. That's a staggering difference. But it doesn't stop there. The book also delves into the globalized nature of clinical trials, highlighting ethical concerns and the low standards for drug approval. Regulators often see most of the trial data but don't share it with the public or healthcare providers. This means that doctors are left to learn about effective treatments through informal networks, which may include biased information from sales representatives or journals funded by pharmaceutical companies. And let's talk about the money. Pharmaceutical companies spend tens of billions of pounds every year on marketing and advertising, twice as much as they spend on research and development. Why? Because they want to influence doctors' prescribing decisions. This marketing spend comes directly from patients and governments, meaning we're essentially paying for the privilege of being misled. Goldacre doesn't just stop at pointing out the problems, he also explores the harm caused by this secrecy. He recounts the chilling story of TGN 1412, a drug that caused severe adverse reactions in volunteers during a clinical trial. The researchers had unpublished data from a similar study that could have predicted these disastrous outcomes, but it was never shared. This is just one example of how withholding data can lead to unnecessary suffering and even death. The book also delves into the issue of bad trials. Goldacre explains how researchers use various tricks to overstate the benefits of treatments. For instance, they might compare a new drug to something known to be ineffective, or they might stop the trial early if the results look good. These practices are not just innocent mistakes. They are deliberate distortions that mislead doctors and harm patients. But Goldacre doesn't leave us without hope. He suggests solutions to address these issues, emphasizing the need for systemic changes rather than blaming individuals. He calls for greater transparency, better regulation, and a shift in the culture of medicine. He advocates for the publication of all trial results, regardless of the outcome, and for the creation of a system where doctors and patients have access to unbiased, comprehensive information. One of the most powerful tools Goldacre discusses is the systematic review. This is a scientific, systematic approach to looking for evidence, ensuring that the information is as complete and representative as possible. Systematic reviews, he argues, are crucial for providing accurate summaries of all the research that has ever been done on a particular question. The book also highlights the importance of meta-analyses, which combine the results of multiple studies to give a more accurate picture of a treatment's effectiveness. Goldacre uses the example of the Cochrane Collaboration, which produces hundreds of systematic reviews every year, to illustrate how these tools can transform our understanding of what works and what doesn't. In conclusion, Bad Pharma is a wake-up call for all of us. It exposes the flaws in the system and challenges us to demand better. As patients, we need to be informed and proactive. We need to ask questions, seek out reliable information, and advocate for change. As doctors, we need to be aware of the biases in the evidence we rely on and strive to make decisions based on the best available data. So what can we do? We can start by supporting initiatives that promote transparency and accountability in the pharmaceutical industry. We can advocate for policies that require the publication of all trial results and the sharing of data with independent researchers. And we can educate ourselves and others about the importance of evidence-based medicine. Thank you for joining me on this journey through bad pharma. I hope this episode has inspired you to think critically about the information you receive and to demand better from the institutions that shape our healthcare. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and stay curious.
Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.